Hello, Philip here. I've been working on my shoulders for nearly 10 years, physically, emotionally and spiritually. In this video, I'm going to share with you how to work with your shoulders along with physical, emotional and spiritual context on why it's beneficial. Improving your shoulder awareness can greatly enhance your overall self-awareness. So let's have a look on each context. Physical context. When I was young, I felt very deep pain in the middle of my chest, under the sternum bone, which is the end of our chest, actually. I had very closed shoulders. I became aware of winged scapulas. That was very uncomfortable. I didn't have any motion of my shoulders, they were just closed. And of course, the rest of the upper part of my spine follows this narrative. I felt like a muscle corset and it was very tight and very uncomfortable. And I felt and I knew that this narrative is somehow controlling me, is controlling my emotions, my expression, my way of thinking, my way of observing myself, my way of feeling myself. And I knew all of that and I wanted to change that. So for example, just imagine when you see someone on the street, some guy who is like this, you know, and there are many young people and many people actually like that because of the phone, you know. It's like a slavery, you know. You are actually shaping your body to the slave because you are closing the chest. You are not opening the chest. You are not opening yourself, your emotions, you know. And it's very difficult for these people to get out from that. I knew that it was very difficult for me and it took me a lot of time to find a way and to get out of it. You know, and rewired and reconnect all the pathways and regenerate the whole system to feel it in a totally different way. So for example, look at the people on the street, how they have closed chest. And some of them, of course, I think all of them, the upper part follows. So the spine just curved forward. When they close the chest, they just close the our emotional center here, and when they close it, they just suppress it and they stress it. When something is suppressed, it's stressed, and it affects the whole body, the way of thinking, the way of expressing myself, the way of behaving, the behavior of what I want to eat. Everything is interconnected. So it's not a joke. So to get out from that physical posture is not easy. One has to show really consistent and hard work to get out, because it's like a slavery. You are actually suppressing your heart in the middle, your emotional area, and then you want to release it. So it's like to get out from the cave or get out from the cage, you know. So another example, if you look at the people who have very good posture, you know, like the spine is in line and they have open chest, the feeling from them is completely different. Just start to speak with them or go close to them. You will feel a different energy, the aura, right? The character will be different. Of course, some of them will be but if you compare these basic elements, the physique of the open chest and closed chest, you will have different personalities, very different personalities and very different behaviors as well. So why I'm talking about this? Because it matters. For me matters the physique. For me matters if you feel your body And if you can express yourself and be yourself, you know, and this is one of the chains to have open chest and breathe deeply, you know, feel your emotions, express yourself, and it's perfect. It's amazing feeling. And as you can see in the nature, like wild gorillas, they've been beating the chest, right? To showing their power. And it's making really like a nice drummy sound. So they are expressing their power. They are expressing that I am here to show. But with the closed chest, you can't do it properly, you know, because your muscles are so tight. You can try it. Just reshape your body to the closed posture and try to hit it. Not so nice, but when you open it, you know, it's a different league. Just try that. Also, the ones who are looking on these videos and they have this type of problem, I am here to support you. I am here to support your journey in this way, because it's not easy, and when you decide, you have to fight through. So if you like, just contact me directly and let's find out. Emotional context. When I had closed chest, I noticed that I am very cold in the way of expressing. I felt that my mind is against me, actually. My mind was very obedient. I was all the time thinking what others think about me and if I'm not doing something wrong to them. And I felt that I'm very unconfident. And that feeling of unconfidence somehow gives me power to overcome that, because it was very unpleasant sensation. And I just didn't understand why I am feeling this. And when I was looking around on the nature, on the birds and on the wind, I was listening the sound of the wind, and I was looking on the trees, I had a thought, why everything around feels so calm and so peaceful, and why in my mind is not such a peace? And this changed everything. So imagine that in the middle of the chest is like a vampire nest or castle, you know, and when the castle is there, it's just like ruling the whole area, and you want to open it, you know, and the vampires are sending to your mind like thoughts that you are dull and you will not do it, and you are not good enough and things like that. But when you start to physically move with the shoulders, with the chest and with the belly, you start to stimulate the area, and the area has to vibrate. And when you start to vibrate with the castle start to shake, right? And when you start to shake with something, probably will fall down if it's from a concrete or from a bricks, right? So when you start to move with your shoulders and exercise with them, then you start to push the castle away. Just say to them, get out, motherfuckers. This is my area, my castle, you know. Spiritual context. So when your mind is occupied by all these thoughts and by the physical body, then there is no place for peace. As I told you, when your heart is in the cage, it cannot express and it cannot connect with the mind. So they cannot communicate together and exchange the energies. Because as I told you, the chest is closed and there is stress. So the heart is sending to the mind just stress. And it's not nice. But when you open the chest, and the heart starts to have space, the heart center, the chest, and you can breathe really deeply and massage the areas from the inside, then the heart starts to speak, and then the energy of the heart reconnect with the mind, and you start to feel something totally different. And there is space for peace. And the peace appears in small gaps. But then when you keep going, and you are curious and you are seeking what's going on there, the gap prolongs. And you start to be very peaceful, and you start to feel the body became peaceful as well. There is not much stress at all. And you are in the way of transformation. So I had to heal the whole chest and the shoulders to again feel the peace. And when you are reconnected with your inner peace, you become someone different. So here I'm going to share with you some exercises and my warm-up before back bends, before QDR, before handstands. You can do whatever with this type of routine. So I'm going to show you the one series of this routine, and I think it's good if you practice it at least like 3 times per week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Tuesday, Thursday you can do some stretches, you know, just open the chest, and at least like 2 series of these routines. I think 1 is not enough, 2 are like middle way, and 3 ones perfect. So after this routine, and not after 1, don't be silly, and let's be on the ground. You have to do it really a long time, at least 1 year or even longer. Yeah. So if you find out on internet some promises after 1 week or 10 days or 30 days, it's bullshit. It's pure bullshit. It really takes long time, but definitely worth it. Definitely. So in my case, I feel even more sensitive. I feel I can understand the emotional quality even deeper. So I know what I'm feeling, and I can say, I can describe to others, I am angry, I am jealous, I am tired. So everything, when it's nicely open, is very clear, and then it's less of this emotional roller coaster. You feel less emotions because the pathways of the emotions are clear. So on the start, when you are closed, the emotions are there and they are just transiting and controlling your mind. Yeah, if they have like a stress narrative. And they are just controlling your mind. So slowly you are opening them, and the pathways, by pathway I mean the nerve system and the nerves, start to reveal themselves. And when the pathway is clear, then it's like there were a driver, you know, like a drunk driver or crazy driver. You don't want to have a crazy and drunk driver on your pathway, right? It's like a road. So then when it's open and when it's clear and you feel it, literally feel it, then there is no power for this driver to drive on this road. Because you see and you feel, and when you feel it, you just like release it. You just don't give the attention to the driver. When there is no attention, the driver doesn't exist. If you are interested in exploring this topic, feel free to contact me via email or drop a comment below. Thank you for joining this intro. Please subscribe. If you like this video, of course, then go somewhere else. And let's keep growing together. If you have any questions, just let me know. I will be more than happy to help or navigate. And let's see us in another video in shoulder routine.